Hey, hey, hey.
Sure. So I was very surprised to see that the new frontrunner on most sports books for the NBA Rookie of the Year is Kel'el Ware of the Miami Heat. And the main reasoning for that, if we just take a quick look at his basketball reference page, is because he really didn't play a lot until recently in the season. It took him about 25 games to even crack the rotation, which, when you remember that he is on the Miami Heat and that he is a rookie, it does make some sense because of how difficult it is just to get into that rotation and earn the trust of Coach Erik Spoelstra and the other coaches on that staff. Also, if you just look back at the counting numbers since he has started seeing the court more, if you look at just his last 5 games, he's averaging over 18 points, almost 10 rebounds to go with 3 stocks a game, and he's doing it on great efficiency, 53% from the field, over 40% from three, and it's not like he's not taking a lot of threes or it's a small sample size. He's almost taking 5 a game, which for a center at his size is pretty remarkable. And so, because of the fact that am still pretty unfamiliar with Kel'el Ware's game, as I imagine there are a lot of other people on that same boat, I went back and watched through the first game, I guess you could call it his breakout game against the San Antonio Spurs. On the lowest of keys, outplayed Victor Wembanyama, although it's not like he had a terrible game. It was again just kind of, the surprise of Kel'el Ware having such a great breakout performance. Either way, I just wanted to see what exactly is so special and why Kel'el Ware has suddenly found himself in the driver's seat for the Rookie of the Year award. The first thing that you'll notice is obviously the height and just frame of Kel'el Ware. He is a very tall body. In fact, he looked like he actually belonged on the same court as Victor Wembanyama. Even though he's not quite as tall, he also moves pretty fluidly for someone at his size. And because of those things, it can be assumed, and it is true, that he is a very solid rim protector. He is a very quick leaper that allows him to reject all sorts of shots around the rim. And again, he's also pretty mobile on the perimeter. Not quite elite in that area, but he did have a couple of possessions where he got some nice shot contests on shots I didn't really expect him to get to. I do believe that these few plays here really do demonstrate just how special of a defender Kel'el Ware has the potential to be. Starting with this one, able to guard Keldon Johnson on the drive, attempt to block the shot and still get back to his man Charles Bassey for the block. Or this play where Stephon Castle is going to utilize the Wemby screen to beat Duncan Robinson, and again, nice drive to the rim. Now, Kel'el Ware, having to guard both offensive players, forces Castle to make the pass, but is able to get up and stop the lob attempt. Now, unfortunately, it's not all sunshine and rainbows for Kel'el Ware on the defensive end of the court. You still have to remember that he is a very young rookie who has very little experience in the NBA and just still makes a lot of bad plays on that end of the court. For example, this play here where it's not his help, but he leaves Wembanyama wide open in the corner to stop the drive, and it leads to a wide open three that luckily Wembanyama misses. Or here does a great job of defending the Wemby post up, but gives up on the play. And I know the score is, it's a 20-point game in the fourth quarter, but still, it's not something you would love to see. On these plays here, where, like I said, Kel'el Ware is a very good shot blocker at his age and experience, but he still gets caught up jumping when he doesn't have to, over closing out on a 3-point shooter, and it leads to open looks, which is not good. Perhaps the best part about having Kel'el Ware on the court defensively for the Miami Heat is when he's able to share the court with Bam Adebayo, which is something that they just started doing in that San Antonio Spurs game. But if we go ahead and look at the advanced stats for when those two are in the same lineup, they've only shared the court for 90 minutes so far this season, but in those 90 minutes, they have an offensive rating of 103.2, which isn't great by any means, but it's more so the defensive rating of 84, which is insanely good. Almost 20 points better than the Oklahoma City Thunder team defense, which is on a historical pace right now. So just to put that into perspective, again, it's a very small sample size, but when Bam and Ware are on the court together defensively, they are just absolutely wreaking havoc on opposing teams. Because for most opposing teams offensively, what you want to do is pull the opposing teams or the defense's best rim protector away from the rim so that you then have lanes to attack. Normally, teams facing the Miami Heat will try to pull Bam Adebayo away from the hoop because he is their best rim protector. You get him out of the paint, and it makes the paint that much easier to score in. Now, the beauty of having both Ware and Adebayo on the court together is the Miami Heat can afford to have Ware go out and guard his man Victor Wembanyama out on the perimeter, because even when a play like this where Trey Jones comes and gets wide open on a slip to the rim, you still have Bam Adebayo right there to protect the rim and force a turnover. Or you have this play where Harrison Barnes beats Duncan Robinson and has a driving lane to the rim, but his hopes of getting a shot off are completely squashed when both Adebayo and Ware protect the rim against them. Now, on the offensive side of the ball, Kel'el Ware mostly acts as a rim running big who has great athleticism and uses that athleticism to be a lob threat, a dunk threat, pretty much just, being at the rim, offensive rebounds, putbacks, all of those great things. What I love the most about how the Miami Heat used them specifically in this game was just his general ability to be a threat in the pick and roll. And what I mean by that is the fact that anytime he sets a screen, the defense has to worry about so many things. He either pick and pop because of the fact that he is a 40% three-point shooter. You also have to worry about just the really easy threat of him rolling to the rim and catching a lob, which the Miami Heat guards are not afraid to throw it up into the air where only Kel'el Ware can get it. And in turn, because of how dangerous that lob threat is, sometimes the bigs, like Charles Bassey in this game, was getting absolutely dominated, having nightmares anytime a Kel'el Ware pick and roll happened. We had to put so much attention onto Ware that it then left driving lanes wide open for the ball handler to get to the rim. Now, one thing that surprised me and stood out about Kel'el Ware was his ability to finish around the rim with touch. Had a few glimpses in this game. Here, the lefty lay through contact where he low-key got fouled was a really nice finish. For this play here, where he gets the little dump-off pass from Jaime Jaquez off the offensive rebound, and he just hits a nice little hook shot over Wemby, of all people, and overall just makes it look really effortless. Now, the last thing I have to add from watching this game against the Spurs is that the playmaking and passing and just overall, ball in his hands aspect of Kel'el Ware's game still remains very raw, but I was excited to see that he has at least shown a few flashes. Here we see Ware catch and drive and try to dump it off to Bam Adebayo, but clearly both of them just not on the same page. Pass could have been a little better. I see the vision, but it just wasn't great. This pass, on the other hand, was awesome as Tyler Harrow hits him in the short roll after he draws two, and he delivers a nice little dump off pass big to Bam Adebayo for the quick little floater. Now, as you can see, there are a whole lot of things to be excited about if you are a Miami Heat fan who's looking for some good news amongst this season of just absolute turmoil and peril with all the stuff going on with Jimmy Butler and Pat Riley being a senile old man who's still trying to showboat. And unfortunately, big picture wise, the Miami Heat probably aren't going to make a whole lot of noise this year. But with Jimmy Butler most likely on the way out at some point soon, it's time to look towards the future if you are a Miami Heat fan, and Kel'el Ware is the future. It's been awesome to see him blend so well with Bam Adebayo and Tyler Harrow so far in his short career, and if he's able to keep up the pace that he has been playing at for these past couple of weeks, then apparently it seems like the Rookie of the Year award could be his. Although who knows, because that Rookie of the Year race has been flip-flopping back and forth between about 10 different guys at this point. Either way, I respect Kel'el Ware. He is extremely fun to watch, has a lot of entertaining, just attributes to his game. And at the very least, he's gonna make me watch some more Miami Heat basketball this season, which I didn't really expect to be saying at this point in the year. Anyways, that's all I got for this one. As always, if you enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all of those good things, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.